Alright, now, in Romania's World Cup qualifying group, we got some pretty tough teams, not gonna lie. We have Germany from pot 1, who I think are gonna be very challenging to beat, not gonna lie. We have Iceland from pot 3, who we might beat, but that's definitely not sure. It's not for certain. We got North Macedonia. Now, they should be easy. We should be able to beat them. We got Armenia. Never actually heard of them. Sorry. And we got Liechtenstein, who aren't the biggest footballing country out there. Alright, now, starting off with Germany. I think it should be a pretty tough game, but I reckon we have a chance. Because last time we played Germany was in the under-21s competition, the Euro competition 2019. They knocked us out in the semi-finals. And it was a pretty tight game. I was watching it and I actually thought we had a chance. They literally only won in the last 90 minutes. We were winning 2-1 and then they just came in and swept it away from us. They scored 2 goals in the last 90 minutes. Ended up losing 4-2. But I think it should be really interesting because both Romania's players and Germany's players are going to obviously be older now, and they're probably going to play for the main teams. So it's not going to be an under-21 competition anymore. It's actually going to be a competitive match, and it's going to be really interesting. There's going to be so much at stake there, because if we can even get a draw off Germany, then they're going to struggle in the group. They're definitely going to struggle. Even if it isn't the hardest group, I feel like they're going to struggle. In that 4-2 game, Puskás scored 2 goals, plays for Reading. And yeah, it was lovely to see him in the main team against, who was it? Spain, was it? Yeah, Spain in the Euro qualifiers. And I think he scored there. Also, he is a top quality player. I was looking at some of his stats, right? One of the best players in the championship. So Puskás should definitely be able to score and get us a few points against Germany. He did it twice in the under-21. So I don't see why he's not going to be able to do it now. Alright, up next we got Iceland. They're not the hardest team. Obviously, we lost against them in the Euro qualifiers in the bloody semi-finals. But it was a tight game. It was a tight game. However, we were dominating possession, but we weren't doing shit with it, not gonna lie. We were rubbish. But we were playing, this really annoys me about bloody Radoy, because he decided to play Dennis Alibek. And Dennis Alibek right now plays for a Turkish team called Kayserispor, right? You've probably never heard of them. But get this, right? They're struggling in the Turkish league, one of the worst leagues in the world. They're literally 18th. They're in the relegation zone in the Turkish league. And guess what? He's not even starting for them. He's not in the starting lineup for them. That's how bad he is. And for some reason, instead of choosing a Reading pro player, Puskás, Radoy decides to choose Alibek. I actually can't believe it. It's shambles. Obviously, some people may think that Puskás is a good player, but we need him for the under-21s. But I reckon that if we won that game, if we were to have played Puskás in that game, we would have qualified for the Euros, and that is so annoying. Radoy, oh, ce faci, măi? Alright, up next we got North Macedonia. I tried to do research on them, I really did, but last time we played them in football was in 2004 and we beat them 3-1. Now, that might not sound like a lot, because in 2004, obviously, we had some of the world's best players. Mutu, we had Stelea, the goalkeeper. I don't know if you know him, but he was great. And we had one of my favourite players of all time for Romania, Vlad Chiriches, in his prime. And he was actually amazing. So, yeah, that kind of means that was a pretty poor result. But I couldn't look at the lineups, but I don't think we were playing our main team, because we would have absolutely wiped the floor with them if we were actually playing Mutu or any of the others. Alright, next I'm going to do the next two as one. Now, this is because they're not exactly the best teams, and I reckon we should be able to beat them. We got Romania and Liechtenstein. Obviously, none of them are really the best teams. They're not teams that you'd want to get a draw against, if you get what I mean. Like, if you play these teams, you are expected to win. No excuses. And if we don't manage to win somehow, I'm gonna be so mad. If we get a draw out of these teams, it's us guaranteed going down. Like, not going down, not qualifying for the World Cup. Because we need to beat these teams every single time we play them. Like, Liechtenstein should be able to do, Romania should be able to do, and North Macedonia, we should be able to beat them both times, home and away. Iceland, that's going to be a bit trickier, because, like, I don't think we're going to take it seriously. I don't think whoever the manager is going to be at that point in time is going to be like, oh yeah, look, this is a game we must win. And I feel like he'll focus on the under-21s. But that is obviously not what we want here. We want to get to the World Cup. We don't care about the under-21s. We already showed that we are one of the best under-21 teams in Europe by getting to the semi-finals in 2019. I don't think we need to do that again, because they already know us as the best under-21s team in Europe. Like, we beat England. We're better than England at under-21s. Easy. We beat France. Better than France at under-21s. And we just lost to Germany. Okay? We have one of the best under-21s, best overall teams in the world. So, I don't really think we need to prove that we're good at the under-21 football. So, as long as we get to the group stage of the under-21 World Cup, which we already did, we don't need to do anything else. Alright, so this means that we can use all our good players like Tasty Hadji over here and Tasty Pushkash in our actual team. And they are going to make a huge difference. Oh, and also, can I just quickly say one more thing? Mitrita, he was insane. He used to be one of New York City's best players. But for some reason, he's not starting. Like, I don't get it. Why aren't you going to start one of your top tier players? I'm starting Yanku over Mitrita. Mitrita proved to be a great player in a great league. Okay? Ask New York City FC fans, they love him. I don't get why you do that. Like, Mitrita can't play in the under-21s. He's too old for that. And we need him to actually be on our main team and help us qualify for the World Cup. Yeah, so overall, this is how I think it's going to go. I reckon it's going to be Germany and narrowly us. Like, we're just going to get in there. And then it's going to be all the others at the bottom. But it's going to be very tight between us and Iceland. But we can definitely do it. Right, now, on Thursday, we are going to do a live stream of the Cluj match against Young Boys to see if Cluj can qualify. And I'm going to be watching that and commentating over it. Please tune in. It's going to be great if you do. Anyways, see you then.